Peace be with you. You know, I've been struck during this time of social distancing, hunkering down, sheltering in. I've been doing a lot of reading, and something has struck me, that I want to share with you. So title this message, Falling in Love, Finding God. In fact, sometimes we speak about finding God, but guess what? Who is really lost? It's God who rather finds us, right? And I was struck by kind of like a saying, some writing that's been attributed to a man called Pedro Arrupe, who was a Jesuit priest. He was actually a superior general of the congregation called Society of Jesus, the Jesuits, right? So Pedro Arrupe is credited for saying this. He says, nothing is more practical than finding God. That is, then falling in love in a quiet, absolute, final way. What you are in love with, what seizes your imagination, will affect everything. It will decide what will get you out of bed in the mornings, what you will do with your evenings, how you will spend your weekends, what you read, who you know, what breaks your heart, and what amazes you with joy and gratitude. Fall in love, stay in love, and it will decide everything. See, now you get the idea about what I mean by falling in love or finding God. So finding God is just like falling in love, And when you fall in love, everything changes. You know what I'm talking about. Those of you who have genuinely fallen in love before, everything changes about you because it's all about the one you're in love with, There's something that falling in love does to you because it takes your attention from yourself. So if you're still focused on yourself and you think you're in love, you're not in love. Because love pushes you to make sacrifices. Love pushes you to turn your attention from yourself toward God, And that's so powerful. There's a scripture that I really like to share with you from the book of Revelations, Apocalypse, chapter 2, verse 4. Revelations chapter 2, verse 4. And what it says is, yet I hold this against you. So this is the angel writing to the church of Ephesus. And it says, yet I hold this against you. You have lost the love you had at first. You see? So sometimes we can be in love with God, but sometimes our love grows cold. You've heard this before. The idea about love growing cold. Okay? So what Pedro Arrupe is saying, fall in love and it will change everything. It will give you a reason to wake up in the morning, like it says there. Okay? What I really want to recommend to you is two things. So pray to God for this passion to be restored. This passion to love God above everything, to be restored. Because when you say you love, so much more than based on feelings, It's an act of the will. See, that's why during the marriage vows you go, I will love you. I will honor you. And you say this not because you feel like, okay? I will love you when I feel like loving you. No, that's not love. I will honor you when I feel like it. No. Some days you might not feel anything, but you love anyway, So ask God for that passion again, to love God and to love those that God has placed in your life, including that wife of yours, or that husband, or the children of yours. Okay, very, very important. Now, I often speak about this. You see, love moves you into action. See, so love is an action word. It's a verb. Okay, so basically what you do is your love leads you into mission, into doing something for the one that you love the most. And I recall this experience, when my children were babies, especially Noel, who is going to be 11 years old now. He was very little, like 3 years old. And sometimes, those were the times when I was writing my doctoral thesis. So I would have late nights work till about 1 a.m. and then I go to bed hoping to wake up maybe about 5:30 and continue. And somehow it was like around 2 o'clock or 2:30. It was like constantly she would wake up from her bed, come to our bedroom, and she doesn't go to the side of the bed where my wife is sleeping. She comes right to my side and she goes, "Daddy, Daddy, milk." I remember I had just gone to bed. I'm tired, right? "Daddy, Daddy, milk." Now you ask me whether I would feel like getting up. No, the feelings were not right. But what would I do? I wouldn't wake up my wife. I would rather pick her up, take her to the refrigerator, get her bottle out, give her milk, okay, start to feed her. And once the bottle is empty, she's gone. She's asleep. So I take her back. Do you understand what I'm saying? So love is more than feelings. If you have a new baby, an infant, and the baby is crying because the baby has a wet diaper or is hungry, you don't say, "Oh, I don't feel like changing your diapers." No, because what the baby is asking for needs attention right now, okay? So that's all I want to share with you. Don't take life for granted, right? If you fall in love with God and with the people God has placed in your life, it changes everything. So listen to the words of Pedro Arrupe, and really heed to it, because it will give you a reason to get out of bed in the mornings. It will tell what you do with your evenings, how you spend your weekends, what you read, who you know, what breaks your heart, what amazes you with joy and gives you gratitude. So he says, fall in love, stay in love, and it will decide everything. God richly bless you. Thank you so much.